Welcome back to Left Anchor. I'm Alexi the Greek.
And I'm Ryan Cooper. So today we're recapping a bit of news. Haven't recorded in a while. Been, just dribbling out some episodes about, urbanism and so forth. But I think it's a good time to sort of take stock of where we're at as a people, the American creature.
As a human race, as a nation of people, as leftists, as podcasters.
Yeah.
What you will.
Yeah. And so I thought we could start talking at first about Zohran Mamdani, the New York City mayoral candidate and presumptive victor, though that, maybe is in question.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. I just before hitting record, I saw a poll that Mamdani is up by 10 points, and Cuomo, it was Mamdani 43%, Cuomo 33% from Quinnipiac. So everyone's thought since he won the primary that it's in the bag. But apparently the early voting patterns are not too favorable for Mamdani. It's not the type of locations that you would like to see. It's more old people.
The turnout isn't who you would want it to be.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it goes. And I think, the thing that's been really remarked about the last few weeks of the campaign, coming up, I guess, next week, that'll be the election day, is just an exceptionally racist, set of attacks coming from Andrew Cuomo and his allies in the media, basically
Islamophobia go up.
Yeah, basically accusing, Zohran of being like a, Islamist militant. Cuomo was on a, right-wing radio show and said that the host said that if there were another 9/11 were to happen, that Zohran would celebrate. Let me look this up.
And didn't Cuomo also say at some point in a tweet or something like, "Would you want Mamdani to be mayor if there was another 9/11?"
Yeah. And that I think that might have been the same interview. On Fox Business, he said, quote, dual citizenship. He was a citizen of Uganda. His parents own a mansion in Uganda. He spent a lot of time there. He doesn't understand the New York culture, the New York values, what 9/11 meant. He said to Maria, this same interview on Fox Business, that Mamdani will, quote, change the look of New York, have Muslim women, quote, completely covered up. I mean, it's literally just an accusation of dual loyalty, saying that because Mamdani is a citizen of Uganda as well as the United States, that he is therefore has, dual loyalty, that he's, we're going to have Ugandan occupied government, like the neo-Nazis say about, ZOG, Zionist occupied government. And just saying Zohran 9/11, Zohran 9/11, Zohran 9/11 as many times as he can, along with his disgusting troglodyte allies in the New York Post. There's this big, dust up in the New York Post that they reported out. They reported out that Zohran talked about how his aunt was afraid to ride the subway after 9/11 because of all the Islamophobia, and they went and they looked up that it was actually his father's cousin, not his real aunt.
Yes. No one's ever heard of calling someone an uncle or auntie who isn't your blood relative. That's never been done before.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that me, raised in Colorado and Utah, cornpone redneck, I had multiple quote unquote aunts and uncles who were just my parents' river bum friends.
Yeah.
Uncle Brad, Uncle Brian.
Of course. I hope I'm Uncle Alexi to your kiddo.
Yeah, exactly. I think
my cats think of you as Uncle Coops.
It crosses all cultures and tradition in this country. It's not even remotely, a South Asian or whatever tradition. And I think they're just trying to whip up a scandal, and like, this is what they got. And it's also an excuse to say Zohran 9/11 and put that in the headline a whole bunch of times.
True. Yeah. They found the socialism, communism attack doesn't work so well. So now it's just throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that an idiom? I don't know. Did I make that up? Do you throw things against the wall to see what sticks?
Yeah. Yeah. Like throwing spaghetti against the wall.
It's the spaghetti. Yeah, it's the spaghetti test to see if it's ready to eat.
Yeah.
Right?
See which spaghetti is the most sticky, and then that's the one that you tie around Zohran Mom. I'm losing track of the metaphor here.
It's halal spaghetti. Okay. So yeah, God, I hope that this nonsense doesn't actually have any effect on. I mean, I was starting to have a little bit of optimism about humans in the way that Mamdani's rise to success has been such a beautiful thing to watch. Given the fact that, of course, you have this villain that he's going against, I don't know how amazing it is because of this, sexual predator who killed old people and is just disgusting. And then you have this generational talent who seems like he's got a great heart. He's just lovely, thoughtful, has great policies. Messaging is great. Talks to everyone, has a great social media campaign. Just the whole package. It would be quite depressing to see this not actually come to fruition. So, if you're able, influence this to the good. If you're not, thoughts and prayers or whatever.
Yeah, and New Yorkers, get out and vote, for God's sake. Yeah, again, just as I was recording, Tom Suozzi, who I think he's a House Democrat, came out and endorsed Cuomo because, it's like, oh, we can't have Zohran in there. And it's like, okay, number one, you could have just not endorsed anyone. It's like, whatever happened to, I guess number one, whatever happened to blue no matter who? It's not blue no matter who unless it's Muslim. Like this is the bargain you fucking people always try to force on us every time that the centrist shithead wins the primary. Right. And then the shoe's on the other foot. Now it's like
it doesn't apply when a leftist runs. It doesn't. It's not how it works.
Double standard. But you could have endorsed no one. But I mean, like, even I think more critically, you would be literally better, I think, unquestionably, to have Curtis Sliwa, a Republican freak, and I think a terrible person, as mayor than it would be to have Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is just like Trump. Andrew Cuomo is a corrupt, sexual harassing piece of shit with no morals. Like, this guy literally killed like 12,000 old people out of a combination of cynicism and incompetence.
Many years ago, this is a little inside story from teaching. Many, many years ago, I had a student, lovely kid, but you'll see, I think, a little naive in who he looked up to, because he was telling the stories from New York. He was telling a story about how he idolized Andrew Cuomo back at this time, and so he ran into Cuomo one day on the street, and so he approached Cuomo and he said, "Can we have coffee? You're my hero." And Cuomo's immediate instinctual response was, "I don't hear that very often." Which, so he had coffee with him because no one literally ever had said that to him before, because he should be no one's hero. He's a villain.
Yeah. And the only reason he has a chance is because of the exact same moral rot at the center of American politics that enabled Trump. There's all these stories of people that endorsed him, and they're like, I don't like this guy. I just assume he's going to win, so I want to get on his good side so I can get, benefits that I want for myself.
That's right. When we covered the primary, that was something that we read about. Someone literally said that.
Yeah,
right?
More than one person, I think, went, they didn't go on the record with their name, but they gave the quote to a reporter saying, no,
they're contributors to they were actual contributors to Cuomo's.
Gave money. And it's just, people who won't they think at least they won't sacrifice their slightest discomfort. They won't make a stand. They won't put their neck out to the slightest degree to take any risk, they think. Well, at the same time, what you're actually doing is you're taking a much larger risk that you might not even understand, and putting a gigantic, disgusting, corrupt piece of shit, sexual harasser, incompetent buffoon who conspires with the Republicans to give them control of the state Senate in New York. He literally did that, Andrew Cuomo, that you could actually be putting your entire livelihood at risk. That this guy could just end up being an openly allied with Trump. He's not a Democrat. He lost the fucking primary. I don't know. It's absolutely disgusting to me. It sure seemed that we were like at least a little bit past the whole post 9/11 spasm of Islamophobia. Right. But the whole October 7th thing and just like now that it's politically convenient for one disgusting shithead, Andrew Cuomo, it's coming right back. Like we will step on the necks of every Muslim in New York City so that this guy can claw back from his disgrace that he inflicted on himself by sexually harassing 13 people.
That's the end of the preview, folks. As usual, we like to mention that this podcast is sponsored by the American Prospect magazine. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can subscribe at $5 a month if you want that, plus a free subscription to the website, plus the opportunity for a steeply discounted print subscription. You can do that if you so wish at $10 a month. And otherwise, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.